Admittingly, I'm also a little bit nervous. Now, at most, maybe 10 guys, because it's going to be 5 deployments if there's 2 on each. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 spaces. 12 spaces around here. Unfortunately, once that final card hits, everybody gets moved, and then, things get a little worried. I think everything is going to panic, and I'm really worried about that this turn. But we'll see how it turns out. Let's go ahead and start flipping over our cards and seeing where everybody deploys. 1 Rinchi to the Cat's Lab. Singles are great. Singles keep me alive and ensure me that I at least have 1 health token to bring somebody back from getting knocked out. All right, so let's go ahead for the next one. 2 Crybots to Piggy's Cafe. It's like they're multiplying. They're just falling apart and coming back together with new pieces. It's crazy. Now, there's still 2 spaces that can go here, which is fine. And we're not going to worry about this. Wherever the boss goes, that's where we're headed. And again, we won't find that out for a little bit later. All right, so a Blue Head and a Crybot to the Pai Shui Academy. I wonder if the boss is going to make his way to the Pai Shui Academy. That seems to be the center for everything that's being destroyed right now. Like, everything has to go here, and everything has to be destroyed. It's a good school. I don't know why people get so mad about it. Rinchi Beast and a Rinchi to Cat's Lab. That will panic. So the Rinchi Beast can go here. That's going to reach its limit of 5, which then this guy will go here, and that will actually reach that limit. I'm telling you, we're going to panic. That's it. This is going to be the end of it. Doesn't matter what happens. Does not matter what happens. We got a Blue Head and a Crybot. And, of course, we have the pilot for Cyclopsis. Goldar is going to go to basically the next available spot, which is, holy crud it is. And I'll explain to you why. So, this has the maximum. So, where are you guys? I ran out of Crybots, so I'm just going to use a Rinchi. It doesn't really matter. They would normally go here, but instead they go to the Pai Shui Academy. Now, because that's the next open spot, Goldar, the pilot and the official driver of Cyclopsis, goes here instead. What? This is crazy. For this scenario, once the boss goes to a spot, then here comes Cyclopsis, Kerchunk right in here, and that, of course, is going to panic this area, and everything around it is panicked already. The good thing is this just to remove all of the foot soldiers from this area. They don't actually go anywhere else, but it doesn't matter because all of the areas are panicked. I do have another panic thing for here. Here we are. That's fine. So 4 panic locations means that we have lost all of our extra lives, meaning that we have to be very, very, very careful about how we go about the next several battles because we are in trouble if everything panics again. Here's my dilemma. I am 3 away from the Megazord. FYI, just so you know, it's the Plesio Charge Megazord, the single best Megazord for solo mode. Whenever you draw a card, once per turn, if you draw a card, you can deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. Of course, it bypasses all guard. The best Megazord for solo. You can't change my mind. That's just how that is. However, the problem that I am facing here right now is that we are very limited on our resources. We need to have 2 battles in order to fight them. Everybody is in kind of a lot of pain. And because we lost this, we can't afford really to lose anybody else. Now, should I go ahead and fight Piggy's Cafe, maybe get at least 3 out of 4 gone and pull this up? I could, but that'll be wasting resources. I could do the battle. I could move. The problem then is it's like recharge, do a huge recharge to full power up everybody, but it's still going to take another battle. I would only have 1 more recharge after that. Oh, what to do? We're so close. I'm going to do it. Let's go ahead. We're going to do a battle right now at Piggy's Cafe. I don't need to defeat all of them. I just need to defeat 3 of them. Once I do that, I get the Megazord, and then we can move ourselves over to Goldar and Cyclopsis and complete this round. That's what we're doing. That's how it's happening. We're going to take what we have. We're going to go with what we got and cross our fingers and hope for the best. Let's go. All right, family, real talk really quickly before we get into this. Normally I'd have something witty to say right here, but I've taken my break, a bit of a break and everything, and by doing that, I had to take care of the kids, do some dinner and things along that ways. I also went through and reviewed some of the rules just to make sure I was on track with everything. And some of you out there might have caught it if you're familiar with scenario 13 that I am playing right now with Cyclopsis, which once again is in your scenario book. There is a spot on the back when you battle Cyclopsis that I mentioned before that says that when a Cyclopsis card is flipped on the other side, you ignore the effect. However, I completely missed the next part, which was, it's literally that sentence. After a Cyclopsis component other than the core of Cyclopsis is flipped, ignore the defeated effect. I did not do that. Good-eyed viewers probably have already caught that already. I most likely had put it up there on the screen that says I'm going to correct it later, which I'll be doing right now. But yes, once you flip over the core of Cyclopsis, it is the only one of the components that has an immediate effect that only happens once. And it says when this card is flipped to the other side, immediately deal 10 damage divided among the Rangers as they choose. All the other effects are passive effects. And that's kind of why they apply to the battle that I'll be going to after this one. I unfortunately did not do this. Now, is that going to affect the game at all? It very well may, because I have no more lives left. It could have very well knocked out a Ranger, which means that I wouldn't have any lives in order to go into last stand mode, which I'm right now, which means we would have officially lost. Is that possible? Is that a thing? I really don't know right now because it's been so long and I did other recharge and things all that ways. But the best thing I could do right now is to correct it by, before going into this fight, dealing 10 damage to my Rangers. Cyclopsis' power is still felt. Even if he is not actually in the battle, you will always fear me. Okay, Trini is going to take half of that. She's going to go for 5. We're going to hope for the best here and see what we can do. Pray, pray, pray that she's not knocked out. So she has 4 left. Okay, 1 left after this, so whatever it is, she survives. All right, so she has 1 card left in her deck. That's going to be problematic, but at least we'll be okay. Kruger is only going to take 2, because again, he only has 2 cards left in his deck, and the Shadow Slash is gone. He also has 1 card left in his deck. And that means Kendall will take the last 3, which is the Rapid Blast, boom, right there, which is very unfortunate, because I want to use the Rapid Blast that I have in my hand, which means that I need something here. So some of these have got to be 2 shields, but there's a lot of 1 shields left still in here. As far as my hand goes, Energy Harvest, which isn't really going to do me much any good. Guard Crush, which should be okay, depending on who has the claw. But ideally, Bark Orders when another Ranger, so I got to be somebody else. So it's going to be probably Bark Orders, followed by a Rapid Blast, putting those 2 together. And then he also has Crowd Control, which is like 2 dice attacks that are hitting a bunch of foot soldiers. So these 5 cards are all I'm really going to take with me into the battle, because I need to have time in order to be able to recharge after this. I just got to defeat 3 out of these 4 minions and survive. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Crossing fingers that I can do this, but hey, let's, I can't have anybody die. I can't. All right, how fast can we defeat 4 Crybots? I'm putting all 4 down in the hopes to get rid of them all. You know what? I'm only going to do 3. I can choose up to 4 characters to fight. Can I do that? No, I'm just going to put 4. I'm going to put 4. That's another rule that offhand, it's like kind of an edge case rule where it's like, what if you don't want to fight up to 4 characters? But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway in order to unpanic the area, just to give it a little bit more leeway. There we go. Underworld Shot. Half the Rangers battle around us must discard the bottom card of their deck. That will kill everybody. Overlord Blast. That is a guard. Oh, great. Overload, I should say. And Underworld Shot right there. And a Shell Shock right here. So, unfortunately, this and this are guarded. I'm sorry, not that one. This one's guarded. This is absolutely going to kill my guy, so I need to put the claw on this immediately in order to be able to get rid of it. So that's what we're doing right now. And oh my goodness, cross fingers on here. And just showing over here as well, I have 6 actions left. So after this fight, once I do this and get my Megazord, which is always the crossing fingers as always, I don't want to use my Zords, but if I have to for this battle, I will. just to survive to get there. I don't really have very confidence in this run right now, but we'll see what happens. I'll be able to do what I'm going to effectively call a mega charge, which is basically 1, 2, 3, which would give everybody 12 shields back. I do have the Delta base. I'll give one additional character 4 more shields. So that's be 16 shields. That would be good in order to fight at least one of the boss runs. We then have another, that's a fight for the boss. Then we have at least one more recharge in the hopes, and then one last action in order to beat the boss. Because it's still a boss. Goldar is still a boss where we have to fight and defeat 6 of his cards. So this is the best we got right now. Let's cross our fingers and hope that we do this. Here we go. And actually, the first thing I'm going to do for this battle is use Dig Deeper. She is going to search her deck for one card of her choice and shuffle the rest of them and put that card on top. Kendall, just to show you guys, has 2, 4, 5, 6 whole shields worth of defense within her deck. So I'm going to take Rising Slash and put that on top. These are going to get shuffled. So now I know that when I use her ability, I'm going to have 2 shields, so I'll be able to hit 2 guys at least with this attack. We're going to Bark Orders, and then we're going to go Rapid Blast. So we'll use both of that energy that is in the pool. I don't mind using energy right now, only because it is what it is at this point. I'll be able to just do the recharge for everyone and get everyone's energy back. So I'm not going to use Delta Runner either. So this is a 2-dice attack. I'm going to reveal the top card and discard it from her deck, which we know is Rising Slash, which is 2 shields. I am able to hit Underworld Shot because it has the claw, and then I'm going to hit Overload Burst as well. I can't let either of these go. I can't let any card go off technically, because if I do, then I'm pretty sure most people are going to be dead. Maybe I can do Shell Shock because I can divide it, but it doesn't matter. Bark Orders will at least put this back on top of her deck, giving a little bit more of a defense for her. So I got to roll 2 dice. I have to get 3 damage at least. So if she rolls 2 hits, I'm going to have to use the Delta Runner 5. I've been lucky so far, well, give or take or whatever, but we'll see what we get. Oh, yes! Yes, I don't have to use Delta Runner 5. I got exactly what I was looking for from that. Oh, that's fantastic. Good job, Kendall. Pull it out when you need to, girl. Amazing. Okay, that's 2 down. I mean, again, technically this stays here on the card for the rest of it, but I'll be honest with you, pulling it back and just leaving it on like Trini's card is fine, because you can then only place the claw on something else if she has a card or an ability like her Mega Black Dragon that says otherwise. So whatever, I'm just going to take it off because I don't want to look at it. Okay, so these 2 are gone. So we know we have at least 2 experience. This goes to the top of Kendall's deck, which is good defense. This is in Doggy's discard pile. This guy goes, trigger, and then we go again. This guard is also not here. All right, crowd control. Doggy's going to use the energy that's on his card in order to do this. It's a 2-dice attack. After resolving the attack, I can perform an additional 2-dice attack on another foot soldier. So that's actually going to go towards Shell Shock. And crossing fingers, hoping for the best. I don't have any more Doggy Kruger cards, so I can't even use his Squad Commander ability because... oh no, yes I can. He could just spend an energy. All right, maybe I'll do that if this doesn't work out. All right, first attack from Underworld Shot. This will give us the Megazord if we kill it. All right, good. That's perfect. So we end up killing it there. I then been able to do another 2-dice attack on Shell Shock. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the power of the Shadow Ranger. Yes, yes. Oh, my goodness. When push comes to shove, Doggy knows how to do it. I want to use the Plesiosaur now. No, I do not. I do not want to use crowd. Because the problem is that when I go into fighting the boss, crowd control doesn't really do anything for me because its only main effect happens if I target foot soldiers. So I really don't, besides it being a 3-shield card, which is fantastic, I really don't want to have the chance of actually drawing this because it's going to be useless against the boss. But in any event, we have cleared out Piggy's Cafe. That's at least not panicked anymore. All 4 of these are beaten. We have unlocked the Megazord. I can't believe that actually worked. I have 2 cards in my hand for Trini. Trini has 1 card in her deck. Doggy has 1 card in his deck. Kendall is actually doing pretty good with 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe instead of using the full 12 shields, she'll be able to get me a discount for those arsenal cards. In any event, let's go ahead and finish this cleanup here, head on over to the power board, do some recharges, try to get some arsenal, and go from there. The most important thing right now is popping all 6 of these amazing experience counters that my buddy Paul has made right into their slots, all nice and snug, in order to activate the Plesio Charge Megazord at the start of each Ranger's turn. Each Ranger's turn! You can do this for every Ranger turn in battle. Any Ranger may draw 1 card from the bottom of their deck once per turn. Again, when any Ranger draws 1 or more cards, they can deal 1 damage to an enemy card of their choice. The best card for solo mode. Hands down, cannot change my mind. Anyway, with all that said and done, we are going to be doing our hyper recharge right here, our mega recharge, I believe is what I call it. Super mega recharge. It's dumb. Maybe I'll call it something else. Guys, tell me what you would call this, a powerful recharge ability. Basically, the way that it works is, again, you can charge 2 characters per recharge. So it's 2, 4, 6. So you do Kendall, Doggy, Kendall, Trini, and then Doggy and Trini. So that's 1, 2, 3. They would each recharge twice. So ideally, what this is doing is putting 12 shields back into their decks. I need to do this in order to be able to take down, or at least stand a chance of taking down, Goldar and Cyclopsis. Okay, so Trini's getting 12 shields back. She only has a Dragon Rage left in her discard. So she gets both Jet Rushes, Dragon Rage, Havoc Laser, and both of her Vorpal Claws. That's going to be amazingly helpful. As much as I hate having the 3 shields in his discard, both of his crowd controls are going to be in his discard pile. Discipline, Judgment, another Discipline, Shadow Saber, Shadow Slash, blah, 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 and 2 Bark Orders. I like that Bark Orders card. That is really good, keeping the other Rangers alive. Kendall, though, is going a little bit more strategic. She has Perfect Planning and her Dinomorpher Blaster still in her discard pile. However, that means that, first off, she's 12. So Reversal of Fortune and both Rising Slashes, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Rapid Blast. She has 3 left over, which means we could put a 3-point discount on, well, we can spread it however we want, but I think what I'm going to do for this particular one is I'm going to grab the metallic armor. So the very first time anybody reveals anything for defense, it's a shield value of 4. That's going to help out Trini immensely, especially because it's a sheer value of 4. She could Dino Night Mode and put 4 energy into the middle here, which we know 2 go in already from this. So this is going to keep us alive longer and less cards that we have to spend in order to take on defenses. In the next battle, we know that, so this is going to be our fight. Actually, no. Oh, no. I just realized I will not have another thing because I need to move. I need to initiate the battle, and then I need to initiate the next battle. Okay. All right. Well, that's how it's going to be. It's fine. It is what it is. I was hoping to get another recharge out of this. You know what? Now that that's become to my attention, because again, I didn't realize it, I'm going to activate the Delta Base, and I'm going to throw Crowd Control into Doggy's deck just to have him a 3 card, and that extra leftover we're going to put on the Super Dino mode. So that's only going to need 2 shields in order to be attached to somebody, but I'm still going to wait until the next round in order to do that. So this is what we have. This is good. I don't have the recharge like I thought I did going in, but this should help us save cards, which is great. The Plesio Sword can put it back on top. Bark Orders, hopefully I'll grab. That's what we're going to do. We've moved. Let's head over to the Academy because for some reason they just want to destroy the Academy and fight Goldar, his War Beast, and just save the students. You will never be able to stop me and my magnificent mecha. Prepare to die, Rangers, and have this school burn to the ground. Nobody steps out of school in my area. You're going down, Goldie. Yeah, what do you have against this place anyway? They train such great students here. All right, we have Energy Harvest and Guard Crush in my hand. We'll draw 2 from Kendall. Rising Slash and Reversal of Fortune. Don't really want to use that right now, but it's good to have it. We'll take 2 from Doggy. Bark Orders, that's really good. And Shadow Slash, good for either a good attack or just gaining energy. And I'm going to grab 1 from Trini. The Vorpal Claw. Perfect with the Barking Orders. All right, fantastic. Grabbing these. And now you may notice the board has been pulled out a little bit. So The way this is going to work is, keep in mind, there are no foot soldiers in this battle. They all ran away, got destroyed or whatever once Cyclopsis bunched in. We're going to deal out Goldar's cards. Again, he's a boss. We need to defeat 6 out of these 8. If any one of these cards is a passive, then on that turn, instead of nothing happens, Cyclopsis activates. Secondly, if we defeat a card before it triggers, then Cyclopsis acts. So no matter what, something is going to happen on an enemy turn. And because we defeated Cyclopsis before, every one of these activates. Now the bottom one is the core, so that actually already activated. I did my 10 damage for that. I made up for it and everything, so that doesn't matter. However, top to bottom, the head of Cyclopsis is every time Rangers use a Zord ability, deal 3 damage. I have 4 more Zords, that's 12 damage I think it's going to do to me because I'm probably going to use them all. Each time I got 2 from the arms. Each arm does Cyclopsis' damage increases by 1, which is terrible. Next we have, at the start of each battle, each Ranger must place 1 card from their hand on the bottom of their deck. And at the end of each battle, each Ranger must discard 1 card from the bottom of their deck. So unfortunately, everything I draw, at least 1 from each of my Rangers is going to go to the bottom. But because we have the ability of like all the constant drawing being in solo mode, it shouldn't be so bad. I already have an idea of what I'm going to do with everybody. All right, with that said, Goldar does go out, so let's see what we have here. First, we have, hey, look at that, a passive already. While this card is in play, each time a Goldar card, including this one, is defeated, deal 3 damage. So now what that means is that Cyclopsis is going to act there. Next, we have Grudge, deal 2 damage, increases damage by 1 for each hit token on Goldar's cards. That's all cards, so this just keeps getting stronger the more we hit it. We got a guard right here, deal 5 damage to 2 different Rangers, and another Grudge. Now, with that said, we got a Grudge guarded, we got a guard over here, and we got this as a passive, which is always bad. I am going to place my claw on this Grudge. Which card actually do I want to put it on? Yeah, we'll put it on this one just to get rid of this. Because maybe I'll get rid of this Grudge first because it's hit tokens and everything. So if I kind of relax a little bit and kind of go from there, no matter what, there's no fast. So we do get the first turn, which is awesome. But regardless if we beat this card or not, Cyclopsis is going to act and it's going to be terrible. So again, because all these are activated at the beginning of each battle, each Ranger must discard 1 card from the bottom of their deck. So the bottom of Kendall's deck is Reversal of Fortune, so that's gone. I thought I had to discard it from my hand. It's actually coming from the bottom of their deck. Shadow Slash, which is weird because those were I was going to get rid of anyway, and Guard Crush. All right, so those are gone from they're in their discard piles for right now. Now we get to go ahead and see what we can do. This Grudge is a 6. I'm not a fan of that, but what I am going to do is we will Bark Orders and Vorpal Claw. So I am going to go ahead and attack this Grudge. It is going to be a 3-dice attack. Then Vorpal Claw will go on top of Trini's deck afterwards, which is good. Also remember, I'm going to draw from Kendall at the end of this. So what that means is that I will have 1 free damage to do to any one of the targets on the field. This right now is when you need to hit things as hard as you can, Trini. Let's go. And there we go. Fantastic. Great news. She defeats it. Bad news, because of that Grudge, she does take 3 damage, but with the metallic armor, we know that whatever she flips is going to go right to the bottom of her deck, which is awesome. All right, so we were able to take this out, which is fantastic. Here is the problem, though. Cyclopsis is going to go here then, too, because that's how that is. We'll take the damage from Grudge first, so this is going to be a 4. Well, it's a Vorpal Claw again, so that's going to go on the bottom, because the metallic armor saved it that way. I was kind of hoping it was a 1 shield, so I didn't have to do that, but at least this goes on top, and then this goes to Doggy's discard pile, and I will draw from Kendall. Perfect plan. Gain 1, reveal the top card of your deck next time. Oh, so that adds dice to attack. That's going to be very helpful. I think I'm going to put it on Roaring. You know what? No, Cyclopsis is going to trigger. I'm just going to go ahead and backwards and just get rid of this passive right over here, Vengeful, or at least try to. So that's 1 damage to that at the very least. So that was poof, our turn. Now it is the enemy's turn. This would trigger, but because it's a passive, all right, so deal 2 damage to each Ranger. Because of the increase of his power, it's 4 damage from each one of these claws to each Ranger. All right, so This could be a 4 shield, which is going to be gone, but at least it takes everything. Rapid Blast. So that's unfortunately in Kendall's discard pile now. I swear, are they all 3s? Am I getting all 3s? All right, well, Bark Orders goes to discard pile because it's 4, but man, that is terrible. All right, Trini, you got to take 4. 1, 2, 3. As I knew that was, it's probably, oh, perfect, Havoc Laser. As much as I would like that, at least I got that there. That's good. All right, so that's been used. That's fine. I am going to play Reversal of Fortune. Play when any ranger has, because I have it in my hand, 2 or fewer cards left. They may choose 1 card from their discard pile and place it on the top or bottom of their deck. I am taking back this Rapid Blast, and yeah, I'm going to put it on top of her deck right now. So I would like to actually get that into my hand sooner than later. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. All right, so technically, because I played Reversal of Fortune, I am allowed to draw a card. So I will draw from Trini, which is the Jet Rush. After you resolve this card, place the Dragon Claw on an enemy card. You know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to take that damage that would be from the Pleasure Sword. I'm going to put it here on the Vengeful. I'm going to go ahead and immediately play Jet Rush for 1 energy, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to take this 3 dice attack, and I'm going to go up against Vengeful. But then after I do that, I get to move this claw somewhere. So I might move it. Cyclopsis is going to go. I might move it all the way to Grudge right here. Sometimes it's like, what's worse? Cyclopsis' cards or Goldar's cards? 5 damage to 2 different rangers is actually really bad right now. Well, I'll figure out where I'm going to move it later. So I'm going to use Jet Rush, and then after you resolve this, I place that on top. So I'm going to go ahead and try to blast this away. What do I need? 4? 4 more? All right, 3 or 4. We'll see, depending on how it goes. Let's just see what we roll and hope for the best here. So we got 3 out of that. That's not bad. I can still beat it, which is good. It's just going to take another card. And yes, I can use my Delta Runner, but I kind of don't want to take the 3 damage just yet. So Jet Rush was used. I get to move the Claw. I think I am going to move the Claw to Roaring Slash, right? Actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and just put it right over here on Grudge, just to kind of get rid of the guard, so I don't have to worry about that at all. I'll figure it out from there a little bit later, but I use Trini. I will draw from Doggy, which is the Shadow Saber. All right, so I think I could use that really well. By doing that, I am allowed to ping once to here, because it's per ranger per turn, so I can actually hit it with the Plesiosaur, because that's Trini's thing, and this guy is defeated. Unfortunately, that is 3 damage coming at Trini. This is why things are going to be awful. 1, oh no. 2, again, oh no. And there we go, Vorpal Claw. So I got 2 Vorpal Claws right here for Trini. Oh no. All right, so that's gone. Cyclopsis goes, because now that was our turn. Now it's Goldar's turn. This doesn't do anything but flips. And we get a Missile Barrage. Drain 1 energy, deal 4 damage among the rangers as they choose. All right, Trini's going to take 2 of it, because I know, haha, oh, Havoc Laser, and the Vorp, so that's a Vorpal Claw. All right, well, whatever, that goes there, so that's 2 down. We'll do 1 for Doggy, please, and there goes Discipline, all right. Which means Kendall gets the last 1. Please don't be a 1. All right, it's Rapid Blast. Oh, that's right. All right, so I'm going to try something right here. We're going to use Kendall's ability, and we're going to activate this, this power of hers on herself. She has 3 cards left in her deck. And I'm going to tell you right now, I knew that both of them were the Rapid Blasts. So here's what it is. I'm taking one of these Rapid Blasts. It's a 50-50 shot right now of what's going to be on top, the Dino Saber or the Rapid Blast. In any event, I would like to pull this to my hand, hopefully then showing the Rapid Blast to be able to hit as many cards as I can, and then doing a massive attack. Because the Missile Barrage done, it is our turn. What I am going to do next is we're going to play Perfect Planning from Kendall, which is gain 1, energy, reveal the top card of your deck, which is just a reveal, ta-da. So the next time any ranger performs an attack, they add that many dice to the attack with the amount of shield. So that's 3 dice added to it. I need to do something here, and then the final attack, because if I do something here, I can draw, get that Rapid Blast in my hand, and then the final attack here will be either attacking everything and killing it with like a ton of dice, or just seeing what else happens. So that is that. Oh, and I also realized as well, I needed to do 2 more damage. So we'll have Doggy take that last 2 damage. Crowd control, fantastic. All right, good. Gravy. And you know what? I will draw then from Doggy as well for Judgment, which is fine, just so I can do a damage on Roaring Slash in the hopes to maybe knock it down a little bit more. All right. So with that said, these are getting a little bit too shiny, so we'll move them over there. That was our turn with the perfect planning. Roaring Slash goes. It deals 5 damage to 2 different Rangers. Oh, this is not good. Everybody has 2 cards in their deck. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. At least Trini's still alive with 1 card left. I don't think we're going to do this. I don't think we're going to do this. That's 1. So Kruger is out of the game right now. That is it. He has been defeated. He has lost all of his cards. Oh, no. I don't think we're going to be able to do this because the only attack I have is Rising Slash, and now that Kruger's out of the game, I can't even use his Squad Commander ability to give myself some extra. So, oh boy. So the only thing I can do right now is Rising Slash, and I guess I'll Grudge. Grudge is going to keep building up because it's +1 damage for every hit token on Goldar cards, including this one in battle. So it's already doing 3. Rising Slash is going to make it 4 plus whatever I roll. All right, let's just I can't even use swords. If I use swords, it's 3 damage, and I know that Kendall's going to get beaten for it. Oh, all right, whatever. Let's do this. Let's activate Mega Black Dragon here, so I can exhaust this. I can move the card over here. The health value of an enemy card with the Dragon Claw token is reduced by 1. So now that's a 4. So it has 1 damage on it, so I only need to do 3 more to that in order to beat it. I can then Rising Slash in order to put another damage on it from there. Kendall will take that 3 damage from using the Zord. Rapid Blast, that is gone. Right now, I'm just going to try to go out for a win here. Hey, look at that. I actually beat it. Fantastic. If not, I was going to use the Delta Runner 5. All right, so that at least does that damage here, which is fine. This flips over. The claw is still on this Goldar card. And from there, if I use the Plesiosaur, then somebody has to take 3 damage, which is just pointless at this point because Rising Slash would then just go right to my discard, and I know the next card on top of Kendall is a 3 shield. So using that doesn't even matter at this point. This has got to go. I can't draw from Trini because she has 1 card in her deck. You can't have no cards in your deck or else you're out of the game, and this is already problematic. All right, Grudge goes, deals 2 damage, and that's it, does 2 damage. So we're going to have Kendall take that. I know that's a 3 shield for Rapid Blast. Boom, on the bottom. And I'll be honest, there's really nothing else I can do. I have a maneuver and a reaction. I can gain energy for as many hit tokens on the claw, which is nothing, and then Guard Crush, which needs the claw on it in order to activate. If I go into the next round, I can only draw 1 card from Kendall, but that still means I would have 4 Goldar cards to deal with, plus whatever else I have for Cyclopsis. So we're going to end this right here. And the thing is also, like, I know for a fact that if I go to the next round, I can only fit, let me count, hold on. We're going to do something at random here. So if what I do now, because Doggy is out, all I have is Kendall and Trini. If I use that last energy to recharge and then go to a 5th round, I would need to do a deployment stage. If 6 or more enemies are deployed in that stage, I immediately lose because that would be a 2nd all-round panic. The only thing that has space is Piggy's Cafe because I cleared it out. So I'm just going to count it out here out of curiosity and see. So that's 1. Again, this is going to be 5 draws. 2, 3, 4, 6. All right, see, even on the 4 draws or whatever, that would have been the end of it anyway. So I am actually going to say that as of right now, there's no way I can win this. Because even if I start another battle, Goldar and Cyclopsis are going to stomp all over me. So, with that said, we are going to be adding a loss to our board right now, which is fine. It happens. I mean, it's a thing. I got to pay more attention to those extra lives. See, that's what happens when you do that. And our fully powered up war machine and its pilot, whoops, let's switch those legs to the right way, has defeated the Rangers. I'm actually possessed by the power of Daishi! Lion and a lion monster! Cyclopsis tears your Zords apart and continues to devastate the city. Lightning bolts and missile swarms cause untold damage. Luckily, you bought the citizens enough time to evacuate. You tend your wounds and repair your Zords as you prepare for the next battle. You need to figure out some way to deal with this terrifying War Zord if you ever intend to save the day. You are one tough machine, let me tell you. Now, I have played against Cyclopsis before, just in the regular rules and everything. I have beaten him before, but he's not easy by any means. And the way that the rules were made into this particular scenario really made it a lot more challenging. Now, maybe I liked working with these three Rangers. They each have some great potential. I needed a little bit more spread. I needed a little bit more ability to add some dice to an attack. And also the fact that, Trini, this is the first time I really ever played as her. Maybe I should have played a practice game or two using her, but I really wanted to kind of go in just, seeing what I can do and going at it and things along that ways and just listening to what everyone says about how awesome she is, which she is awesome. All these three are awesome. It's just, I don't know, something just kept digging through their decks or whatever. Maybe it was the constant damage that Cyclopsis did. In any event, you win some, you lose some. It's kind of how that works. I was going on a really great streak for a long time of win, 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 win. I lost one, and then I won with Forever Red, which gave me such a boost of confidence. But that game was just so much dice and so many crazy combos and everything that I went into this one thinking, oh, I can do that again. And you really can't. It was a very different game for Forever Red than it is against Cyclopsis. So at one point, maybe I'll revisit this with a new team in order to try it again at some point. But for right now, there it is, everyone. Scenario 13, attack on Cyclopsis. The big guy ended up beating us, of course, being driven by his pilot Goldar. Again, my canon now is he is possessed by Daishi because, he's a lion. Daishi's infected Jared, who's a lion. There's a thin thread there or whatever that connects everybody together. But that explains why they kept going after the Academy. Or at least in my headcanon, it does. In any event, thank you guys again for joining me in this session for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Let me know what you think of Cyclopsis down in the comment section below. Have you fought him just as him, using his basic rules and everything that you get from the box that he comes in? Have you tried the attack on Cyclopsis? I'm telling you right now, it's way harder than it seems because his passives are just all active at the same time at that final level. And even though you only have 4 cards to deal with on the boss, you have to be careful how you plan because there will never be a turn where an enemy does not attack, or at least it's very rare when something like that happens. I've noticed going through it. Can't really think of how it would work, but it's tough and difficult to do along that way. So I probably should have had a little bit more preparing. I should have just went right to the battle. That was another thing that I think I did wrong, besides just not really understanding how Trini worked until near the end. But I should have just left the Megazord alone, stayed, moved over to the Academy, so at least I had that one more recharge ready to go and then go from there. Or maybe I shouldn't have lost so many lives in the beginning. Who knows? Whatever it may be, it is what it is. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much. In order not to miss any future Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid action or any other videos I happen to put out for you to enjoy, I do have a lot more from this coming in terms of breakdowns and whatnot. I'd like to try to get G.I. Joe soon. I missed that deal, but we'll see what happens on the 10th of August. I doubt it'll be out again, but you never know. And then, of course, just other games that I put out. I did the Transformer deck builder recently. I'd like to go back to the G.I. Joe deck builder, and then all the other fun games that I have in my collection that I want to share with you guys. To make sure you don't miss any of that, be sure you're subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. Make sure you have that, bell notification. I mentioned in the first episode, do it again. Why not? Why not? Just maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I'm really not sure, but hey, maybe somebody out there can let me know. If you wish to support the channel even further, there are ways of doing that down in the description section below. All of this, all these sets and everything, and a few other things are part of affiliate links down there. So if you're looking to add Cyclopsis to your collection, get Trini from the Arsenal set or the Arsenal cards or any of these guys at all, check those out. Using those in order for you to make that purchase really goes a long way to helping the channel. Again, the YouTube memberships and the Patreon membership in order to get these videos early and full right in the beginning. Or if you don't want to do any of that, that's absolutely fantastically, wonderfully okay. Just you being here, your view, your like, your share, your comments, all of that stuff go a long way to helping the channel. I thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate it. And just, there's not enough thank yous in the world in order to tell you guys how much it is that means to me that you're just here right now, even as I ramble at the end. The villains really wanted this school destroyed for some reason, and unfortunately in this game, they succeeded. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. They really didn't want to destroy the school. They just wanted to make sure no other super powerful rangers ever come out of there. Which renegade? Come on, let's bring on that jungle fury, shall we? Yeah, I think we should. I think we should too. Until next time, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.